The following show is almost a complete accident. The hosts were thrown together after each of their careers took a strange turn. He was a country jock, sick of spinning records. She was a TV reporter who chased the wrong story. Till one day they bumped into each other on opposite sides of a microphone. It was magic. You are about to hear it. This is Big John Howell and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
So I wonder, Stephanie Neely, perhaps she was watching the debate. Bruce Rauner got up there and he said, you know what? I think she's a superstar. Sure, she's a Democrat, but I would love to hire her.
Stephanie Neely. I know her. She's talented. She's a superstar. I wish she was a Republican. She's not.
Excuse me?
What?
How does it feel being a political football inserted into this campaign?
You are taking the African-American vote for granted. You had a superstar who could have been your lieutenant governor. Stephanie Neely. I know her. She's talented.
So Bruce Rauner is saying, why didn't Pat Quinn call in the talents of Stephanie Neely?
Yep.
Let's bring her into the conversation and get her point of view. She is your treasurer, albeit for not very much longer. Stephanie Neely here, treasurer of the city of Chicago. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, John. Good morning, Amy. Thanks so much for having me on.
So where were you, and did you fall off your chair when you heard Bruce Rauner say that?
Well, I actually did not go to, I was at that first debate that was at the DuSable Museum when he said my name, and that was surprising. I was actually at dinner during the second debate when my phone started to blow up, and I got a chuckle. I think it's actually kind of funny. You know, there are some serious issues that the state of Illinois is facing, and they should be debating those issues, not about, you know, trying to use me to get African Americans to vote.
Stephanie, do you know Bruce Rauner? Have you ever met Bruce Rauner?
I have met him in passing, yes.
Okay, and has he reached out to you after the debate, offering you a high-profile, seven-figure job, maybe?
Amy, I think you know the answer to that. No, he has not. I have a current job. I've accepted a new job that I actually start December 1st. I am just thrilled at this new phase of my life, and it's been an honor to serve the great city of Chicago, my hometown. So, you know, I'm sort of focused on those things. I don't want to be part of the gubernatorial debate.
Rauner says Quinn takes the African-American vote for granted. A lot of Republicans make that claim. What do you think?
You know, I think that the American voting population is smarter than people want to give us credit for. I think that if you dig down and you look at the different candidates, you'll vote on who you think is the best. And I think African-American voters have done that. They feel that the Democratic Party has represented them well. And if they think that, then they should vote Democrat. If they don't think that, then they'll vote Republican. But I don't think it's being taken for granted. I think it's really about the issues.
James Meeks and other African-American leaders and pastors have thrown their support behind Bruce Rauner this time. Did you find that surprising?
I did not find Pastor Meeks surprising because I actually had a conversation with him directly about it. So he personally was very happy I wasn't picked as the lieutenant governor because he said it would have put him in a pickle. Mm-hmm. So I found that funny. But, you know, I respect anyone who wants to vote the way they want to vote. I'm just glad people are talking about voting as opposed to sitting on their hands.
Stephanie, what was the interview process like when Governor Pat Quinn was courting you to possibly be the lieutenant governor?
You know, I don't know if I'd actually would think of it as an interview process. He and I probably got together a handful of times just talking and getting to know each other. I don't know if I would call it an interview process.
No, but were you surprised? So I was surprised when he didn't pick you, and I had heard that he chose Paul Vallis because Bruce Rauner wanted Paul Vallis to be his running mate. Have you heard that as well?
No, this is the first time I've heard that. You scooped me, Amy. No, I didn't know that.
You've never heard that before?
I have not. This is my first time hearing that. No, not at all.
So how did you find out, though, that you weren't going to be on the ticket?
You know, I think, you know, I've talked about this. It was actually on television. I was at a press conference announcing one of the initiatives my office was doing, and I came off of the stage, and I don't remember which television station, the lights went up and cameras and microphones in my face and said, what do you think about Governor Quinn picking Paul Vallis as his running mate? And I said, well, thanks for telling me.
Wow. Madam Treasurer, is it true that you were not picked to run as Lieutenant Governor with Pat Quinn because you refused to learn the banjo and Paul Vallis said he would?
Well, I'm positive that's not true because I've never refused to learn the banjo.
She's never been asked to learn the banjo, so she's never been
asked,
refused.
and I've never thought about
Well,
it. But,
since
no, that's not true.
Since Sheila Simon, I believe that's part of the job now.
Stop it.
You have to play some sort of folksy instrument. That's for the downstate vote.
But you know what I do that Paul Vallis doesn't do?
What?
I ride horses.
See?
And I have been an equestrian my entire life, and actually own a horse that's in Beecher, Illinois. So, I have some southern country farm life in me, too.
If I transported to you, would you be willing to accept a hunter jumper?
I might.
Well, let's talk off air.
You need to talk, but he's been trying to pawn this horse off for 5 years now.
I might. I need to know what type, how big, how high it jumps.
It is a beautiful horse, but it is a money pit. But that's for me, not for you. It'd be very economical for you.
It's a hobby, and I love it. It's one of my passions, and my son actually rides as well. So I may be interested. You never know. And I'm very serious. I'm always trying.
I'll pay the transportation.
Where is it?
He is currently, he's up near Alpine Valley, but he would love Beecher.
Oh, I'm sure he would. Let's talk offline. Call my office. Absolutely.
All right. So yesterday you said goodbye to City Council, and I know it was a tearful farewell. And did you expect to be so emotional?
Not at all. I was asked where did that come from. I actually made the comment. I don't know where that came from. I was thinking this morning, both of my parents have passed on, and I've tried to live my life honoring their legacy and my family name. And I think that probably came up as, I hope my parents are up in heaven looking down saying, job well done, job well done.
Madam Treasurer, in dealing with the books here in this city, this unwieldy city of Chicago, and I know you're going to be diplomatic here, but is part of the problem that our previous mayor sold off so many city assets, and he did it to close the hole in the budget, and now we have to deal with it these years later?
I'm actually not going to be diplomatic. I'm going to be honest. I think people forget that we are in the business of providing services, and we're getting less and less funding from the federal government. I think if you look at the numbers, it's down like 90%. You got to still provide services. Somebody has to pay for police and fire. Somebody has to pave roads. And so you have to be creative. And I think even though the parking meters have, gotten a lot of publicity about being a so-called bad deal, when we actually privatized the Skyway, and I was an investment banker that worked on the other side of that deal, that was a great deal. So, some were good, some were bad. But I think it's much more complicated than just, what the media wants to say. We're trying to provide the best services, try to be the best world-class city we can. And, money's not free. You got to find it somewhere.
But do you think we'll ever, as a city, get out of debt?
Of course. And, frankly, don't forget, when you're a municipality, so-called debt, there's good debt. We get to borrow at extremely low rates, and we get to pay for it over time. And our investors have a tax-exempt status. So, it's much more complicated than just debt. Just like if you have a mortgage on your home, that's actually good debt. Student loans, good debt. So not all debt is bad.
Debt's okay. You can carry debt as long as your economy is churning one or two ticks up as far as the economy, both nationally and here in the state. That would alleviate a lot of the debt issues.
That's correct. That's correct. So we want to make sure Chicago's a world-class city to attract tourism, to attract business, and then that starts funneling in some more cash.
So, Stephanie, when are we going to find out what job you've taken?
I'm waiting for them to give me the okay to tell. So as soon as they give me the okay, I will tell. I know I'm going to show up at my new job December 1st, so hopefully it'll be before then.
Well, Madam Treasurer, thank you for your service to the community, and thanks for your time this morning.
And please take me up on my offer to call my office and let me know about this hunter jumper.
I will hook you two up.
I'll be doing that at 11:01 this morning.
Thanks, John. Thanks.
Not that I don't like this horse, but I think he needs a different home.
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Thank you. That is Stephanie Neely, your treasurer of the city of Chicago.
Who's looking out for you, huh?
Oh, that'd be awesome. Horses eat. And they have medical bills and dental issues and hooves and trouble and dietary concerns, and they eat, and eat.
I cannot believe how much money horses drain out of your, well, not your, but out of your friend's bank account.
I must say that I don't condone stable fires.
Stop it.
But I do understand them.